Hi, welcome back to Captain Punk Rose podcast. I have not been around forever. That is just because my life got crazy and then I didn't podcast at all. So I wanted to do this again. So for anybody who is returning, welcome back. And for anybody who's new, I am a video game podcaster and I will rant and talk about what is coming out, what is already out, and how I feel about it. So my first thing I wanted to discuss was Kingdom Hearts 3. Almost 14 years later, we finally get the game we wanted. Oh, will it live up to its standards? Kingdom Hearts 3, for me, has been a thing I've wanted since 2013, and I don't know if it's actually going to be any good. But I really hope it does live up to its standards, as this is the final of the trilogy. Kingdom Hearts 3 is set to finally release January 29th, 2019 for the PS4 and the Xbox One. The physical game and digital is up for pre-order for $59.99 USD, while the deluxe is $79.99 USD, which includes the game, steelbook, art book, and a collectible pin. Also, if you're a really huge fan, they do have on Square Enix store a basically $230 bundle, which includes the deluxe edition plus 3 Bring Art figures, which is Toy Story, Sora, Donald, and Goofy. I think my biggest thing is that this is the end of the trilogy, so I don't know if I'm ready to let go on that. And I do have a really big sad face. But some things I noticed while watching the trailer was that there is the Olympia Coliseum from Hercules. There is the Realm of Darkness. And I noticed that Leah and Kyra both were Keyblade wielders in the trailer. But I think my biggest thing, which I had noticed while watching it, but I had to research into it, and where I found it was actually IGN, where it says it was announced that Kingdom Hearts 3 is now developed using Epic Games' Unreal Engine 4, opting out on Square's engine. So for me, even though Square promises it's not going to be different, that's where I feel like it's going to be different. Because I feel like it's going to look like Fortnite, but be Kingdom Hearts. So I really hope it doesn't change it all too much, but I feel like some of the things that Square does have is that they did have a good engine. I don't know why they thought, I think we should change it to have it look like Fortnite. So I don't know if they were trying to get with the childish like character look and that's why, or they wanted it to run a little better, because I mean it did take basically 5 years, almost 6 years to actually come out and say like, yeah, we're actually going to release the game for you finally. But I mean, part of me feels that since this is the end of the trilogy, that they were trying to pull our leg, because they could have probably, I'm not saying that they had it done in 2013, while they have released like 2.1, 2.2, 2.5. I think they were just trying to hold it off because I feel like this might really actually be the end. But then I feel like because most gaming companies, for me, they do milk off a lot. Like I even feel, even though Legend of Zelda is a very good game, they are milking it a little bit. So I'm hoping that this is really the end of the trilogy. I'm not asking for a game ending that is shitty. I want a really good game ending, which this game always gives you really good story, really good character development. So I really hope that for almost basically 5 years of waiting, that it actually leads up to what we've been waiting for since 2005 once we finished Kingdom Hearts 2. The next thing I would like to talk about is, I'm going to call this like my fan favorite. This is way far in advance on explaining when this is going to be released. But I'm going to discuss Yoshi's Crafted World because I noticed that they put up the little story trailer that was originally seen in the treehouse up on its own about a week ago. I watched it a week ago. It was phenomenal. It was great. But Crafted World is set to release March 29th, 2019, after it was told that it was going to take a little longer to make the game, since they said it would be out in 2018. It's going to go for $59.99 upon release. And my thoughts about it are basically that it's cute. It's Yoshi. It's my favorite character, and I think it's adorable, but it also a little bit reminds me of Woolly World. And I'm not saying that they can't have too many connections, but it's literally like a Switch version of Woolly World that they wanted to create so that you can enjoy it again. But they kind of revamped it because, I mean, this is the Switch versus like the 3DS and I believe the Wii. But nothing beats more than Poochie. Poochie will always be Yoshi's little helpful companion in these games, and they made sure to add Yoshi and Poochie together, and you actually get to use Poochie in the game, besides like little Poochies that you could fling if you use the easy mode back in Woolly World. I think my thing is, first of all, I like to note Nintendo made Yoshi a little bit more like on the fuzzy side. He doesn't look like sleek and shiny like he does in maybe Smash Bros. Or any other of the games. He kind of has a little bit of a fuzz to him. And I don't know if that was for the cuteness aspect or what the reason was behind that, but I noticed when I was watching the treehouse that there was a little bit of a different texture to him. Also, in this one, I know that there are multiple colored Yoshis that you are going to have to go through and collect and use. One of them being like the pink, the yellow, the light blue. So we are still getting different forms of Yoshis. And the other thing that I'd really like about it is that they make this a two-player game. I mean, yeah, you have a Switch whose controllers are separate. So they don't make this something light, and they've made sure to use the two players simultaneously, so one player can run around and the other one can be aim on top of the other Yoshi. So when they were playing, it pulled up green and red Yoshi when you multiplayer, and so you can be green Yoshi and your friend can be red Yoshi, and red Yoshi can ride on your back and like throw the eggs up to make sure that you get like the coins or like the flowers or whatever for that. And I thought that was fun. It definitely brings a fun aspect to the cuteness. Also, you can shoot in the background, so there will be little like figures or whatever that the Shy Guys created that you can hit for like points. Like the whole goal is to like hit it as many times as possible. And I thought that was kind of cool. I mean, a waste of eggs because you have to throw it with your eggs. But sometimes they will give you things like coins in the background, or you can hit a Shy Guy who has a red coin in the back. So I thought that was cool because now you can actually work more with, besides the maze, you can work with the background. And they also amped it up a little bit with Yoshi having collectible protective handicraft costumes that he can make through each stage. So one of them that was he had a little outfit that looked like, I want to say a cupcake, but I could totally be wrong. And it helped to defend against, like, say, if I had an enemy and I accidentally ran into them. You know, that's like instant health. But it's definitely a lot better, a lot more protected. I think they're cute. Poochies are cute. And there's one little like mini thing that you can play that you have to catch the Poochie pups and collect them. And they don't run away. Don't let them run away because they're jerks. But they're so adorable. So, if you're just curious, I love cute games. I can't help it. I can't help loving Yoshi. And I think that this game, despite my feels of Woolly World, I think it still will be really good for the Switch and coming out with the Switch. I didn't like that they delayed it, but it's probably for the best because the game probably wasn't complete. And I'd rather them come out with a complete game, cough, cough, Fallout 76, cough, cough. So I think that that will be fun. Also, in other news, Nintendo decided, and I say decided, very funny, to use the Yoshi egg in making fun of the egg that beat Kylie Jenner. Since the egg's initial post, which was 5 days ago, it had over 450 likes, and that doesn't beat Kylie, but March 29th will be the day for Yoshi and his little eggs. Lastly, we're going to talk about Tales of Vesperia. This game has already been released, which I don't know why I put this last in the queue, but I think it's something to leave off on. Tales of Vesperia is a remaster for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. So you can get it just about anywhere. And that is for $49.99. There is also an anniversary edition, which goes for $99.99. But I looked online and it's currently out of stock. And I have seen a little bit of complaints over the anniversary edition. Don't know why, but everyone's like, I feel bad for people who bought the anniversary edition. So I don't know if you want to buy it or wait a little bit to see what is going on with the anniversary edition, or, just pay only $50 for the game. But the graphics for it is still, I think, dated back in 2008, because all it is just a remaster. But I noticed a couple of things, is that it is, older and it's just revamped up. But sometimes the mouths don't follow like what they're saying. So sometimes they'll say their sentences before it's over. But besides that, I think that it is a good game. The graphics wise, you're not going to get much better. The game was created for the Xbox 360. So, boop to anybody who says, the graphics are kind of lanky and horrible. Well, the game was made in 2008, so shut up. Some features for this is now that Flynn and Patty are actually playable. And they do have very good voiceovers, such as the original. The game always has done great voiceovers, have great voice actors, and it did not lack with Flynn and Patty. They are amazing voiceovers. There is also new outfits, and you can get new outfits like on your store or whatever. And there's even an outfit for Yuri. And they do specify, because there is some things, since Flynn and Patty are added, there are some extra stuffs with them. So there is new music, there's mini games, and new bosses in the game. And for anybody who hated the game at first, like I did, they adjusted the combat. So it is linear motion battle system. So all in control 1, while the other 3 are AI controlled, which was in Symposia and I think Zestiria. And you can also add your friends in, so you can have 3 other people play with you. And I noticed, only on Nintendo's, but I presume it's for every single other game, but that there is mystic arts and new skills that you can add. But I think that's just because there are, besides Flynn and Patty giving voiceovers, there are other new characters, including a girl who thinks she's like the granddaughter of a pirate, But as we all know, in that game, children are jerks. So can't wait for her smart aleck comments. And some things that were of complaint too is that there are some glitches, but I think for a remaster, it does a very good job. It is still very clean, and it still runs at 60. So I don't know what anything else you could ask for in a remastered game. I don't know why we're stuck in this nostalgia remaster, but I think overall you should get it. Y'all should play it if y'all like RPGs or JRPGs. So anyways, that is all for today, and thank you again, and hope to see you soon.